The new high-powered compact from Hoover, it's a beautiful mover. The new compact does more than beat. It also cleans, it also sweeps, and brushes right to the edge. Right to the edge. Changing a bag as easy as ABC. The new high-powered compact from Hoover, it's a beautiful mover.
In this house, there's some whores in this house, there's some whores in this house, there's some whores in this house.
I said certified free, 7 days a week, wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, nigga, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a kegel, what is inside? Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This pussy is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised, that's roleplay. I wear disguise, I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. I don't pull it, make the scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. And tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I'll run down on them before I have a nigga running me. Talk your shit, bite your dip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. While you really ain't never got him fucking for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots, hang your coat. Fuck this wet ass pussy. He bought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Paid my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet ass pussy.
Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep stroke, I need a Henny drink, I need a weed smoke. Not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard when I'm tryna wet it. I let him taste it, now he diabetic. I don't wanna spit, I wanna go, I wanna gag, I wanna choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat. My head is fire, do not need the sun, it's going and drying, it's coming outside, y'all. Right on that thing, the cuz behind me, I spit on his mic and I heat tryna sign me.
Y'all know I'm a freak bitch, handcuffs, leashes. Switch my wig, make him feel like a G10. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat. In the food chain, I'm the one that eats you. If he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make it bust before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then he can't bang. He can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If he fuck me and ask who's is it when I ride the dick, I'ma spell my name.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy.
Back on! Simple as that!
He's the one.
That guy.
I've never seen this in my life! We got ship on station ASAP! Predator ETA, 2 minutes.
What is that? We need air support, and we need it now. Rolling strike package Bravo on unknown target. I authenticate Tango Whiskey in time, 0300 Zulu.
Intel aircraft, this is meeting danger, close fire mission. I'm just gonna call the Falcon Ops, who's closer to Killbox 1 Alpha to the Hawk, sir. Okay, send the Hawks over to Killbox 1 Alpha, the danger trenches at 300 feet. Killbox 1 Alpha, 300 feet, danger mark is in the area.
Driver to range control. 7-man team, north of Warsaw!
Receive Killbox 1 Alpha, he's hostile.
Out of the way.
Okay, let's listen to a little bit of this song.
Sitting at home with my dick hard, so I got the black book for a freak to call. Pick up the telephone, then dial the 7 digits. And, yo, this one.
So, that's the end of that part. Why don't
Welcome to the Friday Nights. I'm Jason Sandberg. K-pop junkie could not be here this week. She is apparently beating up aquatic animals somewhere, apparently. Guys, it was a great week at my LCS. I got the Vatican City #2. Haven't read it yet, but shout out to our friend Per Berg, aka Narwhal. Looking forward to reading that this weekend. And next issue of Redcoat came out. I didn't read the previous issue because it's the second installment of a 3-part arc. So I'm going to read them all together when it comes out. But so far, have been enjoying this series. As always, I am hard at work on Jupiter issue 2. Jupiter issue 1 is in demand on Found My Comic and Indiegogo. And Jupiter issue 2 should launch sometime later this year. Work has been very, very crazy, very, very busy. Craig, how was your week?
I had an awesome week. I got like all kinds of contractors coming around working on my house and just enjoying the summer. I'm having a great time. I pulled this one out of my my box. So happy to finally have Erik with us joining us. So this is one of the few examples I have of his liner.
Yeah, can you hold the cover up again real quick?
Yeah.
So some I love are homage covers, but it's not like a straight ripoff. And this is clearly a Miss Marvel issue 1 homage. I love it. It's a tip of the hat. It's like an inside joke, but it's got its own character, its own spirit. Just great job on that cover.
But I mean, as always, his liner is tight. It's beautiful. But yeah, it's a great book. So yeah, I'm so happy to have Erik joining us. I wanted to show off that one book. I always love it when I have our guest books already in my collection. And
Craig, I heard that you're using an auto pen to write Soltac 5. Is that true? An auto pen?
Yes. I use a lot of quick gimmicks with my book to get the storyboard and stuff.
Well, I'm still waiting on that Soltac NFT. I think you may have missed the train on that one. I think the bus has left the station, but we'll see.
I think if I auto pen my layouts to my artist, my book would look very bland and not as exciting if I went with an auto pen. But I do have updates for Soltac though. I'd love to share. So I don't know, Erik, if you've had a chance to read Soltac or seen through what Gonzalo does with my project. There's just a few things I want to show off. There are some updates we did on the show. For example, Randy, was that the one with Randy that came on and told me that he wanted me to, yourself and Randy talked about the size of my title font?
Yeah, there's the logo needs to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
kind of balance. Yeah, fill it up.
So,
yep.
So here's a double page I'm making. I'll be honest, I don't know if this is going in issue 5 or issue 6. Because I got to write issue 5 and issue 6 to figure out where this fight actually happens. But I'm going to make this a mail-in print for the people who do the sign up. They'll get a print of this because the artwork's already done, right? That's great. I'm going to drop that sign up sometime this summer and start trying to generate those emails for Soltac issue 5. So please, anyone watching this, there's 34 watching. If I can get those 100 signups, that's when I need to launch my my Soltac 5 campaign. So yeah, I'm just showing off this art. It's beautiful lineup. Like anyone who reads Soltac, you can tell that there's going to be another confrontation between Misha Atsu and Dexter Barrel, and I'm excited for that. I'm so happy to be at the halfway point with my story. And finally, here's the update I wanted to show. So we reformatted that title graphic, like you said, looks much more. That's defined. I'm not messing with the title graphics anymore. So there's a new cover for issue 1. That's what 1 and 2 will look like. And then we redid 3 and 4. Here's the drum roll because these 2 issues don't even exist yet.
Okay.
Boom. There's what?
Nice.
5 and 6.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Man, I love creating comics, Eric. It's even though it's just a hobby for me, I'm one of those guys they call a hobbyist. I love it. It keeps me busy in retirement. Now that I've stolen all the airtime, how is your
time out? Hold on. You're diminishing the term hobbyist as if the pros are doing a good job. I mean, come on. Really? I mean, really. Okay. Eric, back to you. How was your week?
It's been a week. I spent most of my last few days in court because I had to be a juror. I was on jury duty for a murder trial. Wow. And I'm just now getting back to the normal swing of things. And it's kind of weird because, you do that 6 days in a row and it's it almost feels like a different life.
Yeah. You got to look into some intense stuff in other people's lives, but don't bury the headline. What was the per diem? They pay anything?
I mean, you get $45 a day.
Hey, in this economy,
I'll buy a comic book with it.
You can bag a bunch of crowdfund books with that. Nice.
But I do some part-time work for a buddy of mine's IT company, so I had to be away from that. Mm-hmm. So it was actually costing me money to be there.
Oh yeah,
because I do contract based. So yeah, it's not like that piece of paper that says I was on jury duty is going to help me.
Yeah,
get paid for not being there.
Craig, in Canada, when you get paid jury duties per diem, how much do they tax that?
That's a good question. I don't know how it works here in this country. I've gotten out of it by being in the military a couple times. But I was going to comment on the one joke Eric made that had me in stitches. He was saying that they wouldn't let him draw while he was in the jury box.
Yeah, Eric, I'm sure you could show up the court reporter, the sketch artist, and the court reporter sketch artist. He'd be like looking over you, going, "Damn."
I guess it wasn't that high profile of a trial because there was no sketch artist.
Okay.
There was hardly a defense either.
well, you could have improved on your per diem by selling some court drawings.
I did some doodles on my notes to like where the intersection was and how the two Good Samaritans came in. So I drew a little diagram of that because I was a little bored. I mean, yeah, I got kinetic learning style, so that's why I'm always like,
yeah.
If I have to take notes on something, I'll be drawing in the margins all the time. Just so my brain engages.
I had a high school teacher that called me up in front of the class because I would finish my test before the other kids, and then I'd be drawing in the margins, right? Because I'm like, come on, guys. And he called me up in front of the class and held up my test or whatever, and he pointed at my drawings in the margin. He said, "Don't do that anymore." I'm like, oh. Man, come on.
Wouldn't that be extra credit?
It should be. Eric, are you reading anything? Are you reading anything good that you're reading lately? Anything you want to recommend to the viewers? The one
thing I'm stuck on is the Skybound Energon universe stuff. I've been picking that up as I can. I'm looking forward to the 3rd volume. I got Scarlet down here. I haven't read it yet though, but like everything I've been reading has just been some of the best storytelling of all the old crap that I keep buying, from Transformers, G.I. Joe, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Good deal.
So that's been keeping me busy. I've got a backlog of stuff I haven't gotten to that I've crowdfunded. I'm really hoping that heavy metal magazine shows up on my doorstep soon. I'm kind of irritated because the comic shops got it before all the Kickstarter backers.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a Kickstarter project. Okay, yeah. I got it.
They got to learn when they do the crowdfunders. The crowdfunders aren't the second hand. The way the crowdfunders work is you're asking people to help pay to produce your dream. They're like the co-producers of that. Co-producers get it first before it becomes a sellable product.
They front the capital.
Absolutely. And I, as somebody who's been a fan all his life, probably to my detriment because of the content. I've got a whole bunch of them. I got my entire birth year run, 1978, which is a pretty good year for that magazine. But I jumped on it because that's something I'd love to be published in one day. And I'm still waiting.
That is on my bucket list.
Yeah,
at least like a 2-page strip in heavy metal. That's on my bucket list. Craig, who's in the chat tonight?
Yeah. So first and foremost, Vulcan. I didn't see Vulcan's retweet till like 5 minutes before. I was like, but Vulcan's here. This is Friday. Hail to you, Vulcan, as well. Thank you so much for being with us. Like every episode. We're now at episode 95.
95
of this show, by the way. Yeah. And then here I've got so this is Eric's handle here, Dreaded Dinosaur. Again, if you can click onto that and you can subscribe, click on his handle. It's the same on Twitter as well. My streamer is acting up. Hold on a second.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, you're not
internet, man.
You're not Magnus Robot Fighter yet, but
right. There we go. I got it back. Oh wow, halfway down the chat.
I really hope somebody's trained to be Magnus Robot Fighter at the rate the robots are growing.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we've been featuring robot technology on this show. What they've got them doing now, Jason, you wouldn't believe it. Like the Optimus robot is like breakdancing and stuff now since we first featured. So here's K-pop, another co-host for the show. Again, she was working comic conventions all weekend. So, and what would you say during the intro? Something about animals?
Oh, it's later. It's later down. She's got a beat up flipper. So she's gonna go punch Aquatic Life.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get to it, and it's going to be Exhibit A in her animal cruelty case.
It sounds like Merkmaid would come in handy for some.
There you go. She thought she'd start beating up a dolphin. She got more than she bargained for. That'll be issue 2, right, Eric?
There you go. She meets the cocaine shark.
There you go.
And new father Justin Belmont's joining us. He's not in jail yet.
Go check out Pencils Down, people. I think it's at the printer.
Yeah.
I have a really good cover for that one too.
Nice.
Phil Baggins as well. Hail to you as well, Phil. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Oh, look at this guy here. Good stuff. Likes to hijack our chat, and feel free to keep hijacking our chat. I laugh at everything you post. Good stuff. I don't want to put a challenge out there because you'll be like challenge accepted. But yeah, it says the maddest of all the matters. Yes. Let's see. A lot of conversations back and forth. I don't know if there's any of those you want to pull up. There's Pixel. So I kept nagging Pixel to come on the show. I said, Pixel, join us. Yeah. I agree with Eric. But I know Pixel.
Is this like a beauty sleep thing like Arvid where he can't come on? Is that it's too late for him?
Mm-hmm. There's another one where it says it's running late based on the things he's doing in the day. But he is
Friday nights is when he combs all of his doll hair. So
yeah, I like the long intros too. I keep getting creative. I think everyone enjoys my intros and my outros, so I'm just going to keep doing it.
I could have went my entire life without hearing that song you played over Shawshank Redemption.
I know.
That sobered me up way too quick. Anyway.
I think, Craig, didn't you and your wife dance to that at prom?
It was. It was our wedding song. Yes. Yeah. It gets hard to find those intros and outros every week. It's not easy. Oh, look at this. RJ Williams is joining us this Friday night.
Nice.
Yeah. Welcome, RJ. Thank you for joining us. I don't see my good friend Always Fresh. Maybe he's out doing things. He was telling me about the Leafs. I think he's really disappointed with the Leafs loss. That bothered him a bit. Oh, here we go. We got Courtney's joining us. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Odd Boss. Hey to you as well, Courtney. Thank you for joining us. And I think that's the chat.
All right. So I wanted before this channel gets struck or it gets Arkansas'd by the Clintons, I want to show everybody Exhibit A. This is K-pop junkie in her own words talking about beating up on a dolphin. Screen cap this, tag her on Twitter, make her know that we do not abide animal cruelty, even if it's aquatic life. All right.
Yes. Well, it depends. I mean, back in the day, people used to eat them. I think that's
I mean, the tuna is not going to get in the can by itself. So
that's right.
Disavow. All right, we've got 47 people watching live. Craig, what was the number one most important overlooked news story of the week?
Yeah, so again, we come every week. We have 3 crazy topics. If everyone's wondering, it's a nice icebreaker, something for us to laugh and dunk on. So this first story here comes to us from Associated Press. Birdman on the red carpet leaves Cannes Film Festival squawking. So for the premiere of this movie, what was it? Die My Love. I'm not entirely sure. I think when I say Jennifer Lawrence is in it. We all know, she's the first. What was it? She's the first female action hero or something to that effect ever. But in any case, it's one of her movies, and one of the people attending the premiere thought it would be fun to dress up as a turkey for the premiere. So.
Eric, as a kid growing up watching Sesame Street, how hard is it for you to see how rough Big Bird looks nowadays?
I mean, I thought this was Harvey Birdman, attorney at law at first. Read the title.
Craig, is this a psyop to acclimate us towards the eventual revelation of our alien overlords?
Yeah, well, so the interesting parts with this for me is that I always see celebrities show up with these weird things that they're wearing. Like one of Will Smith's kids showed up with a dollhouse on his head, desperate for I don't even know if it was a he or she or they or whatever he calls himself. But I'm figuring this isn't a celebrity wearing this costume, because if it was a celebrity, they would be too much of a narcissist to cover up their face. So
it makes much more sense than what they were wearing at the Met Gala.
Yeah, right.
Phil says chive turkey. Crenshaw comes in with bird melts. And he's not gonna settle for one deadly quip. He also has Clark Gable.
Nice.
Oh, squawkies are getting bold these days. Oh my gosh. So what?
They really rolled out the newspaper for this person, didn't
they? Right.
This would be okay. So would this be like a good Batman villain, like a Grant Morrison, a Batman villain? What do you guys think?
Not this current costume of the Condor doesn't seem very it seems to be very easy to take this bird out. Doesn't seem very threatening, very villain-like.
Well, this is like the mastermind bird villain. This is the plotter, strategic mastermind.
Yes. If maybe had bird creatures or something to that effect.
Maybe this is a subtle nod for a revival of the Condor Man franchise by Disney.
It could be. Yes. I think we actually covered, Eric, a month ago. We covered we pitted Hot Girl against contenders, and Condor Man was one of the contenders.
That's true. Yeah, maybe they're watching our show and we're giving them ideas.
Edwin's in the chat.
Edwin will be joining us, by the way. I finally reached out and he's going to be a guest.
So. Very good, very good. So this person, let's see here. Lynn, do we know? Okay, so question: do we know who was in the bird suit?
No, we do not. Person was anonymous. Okay. I'm sure they had to verify their identification to get in, and they had a ticket. But
so it could have been Jeffrey Epstein.
Very well could have been, or
can't
or Weinstein. Weinstein, but it's a little thin to be Weinstein.
Well, that prison diet.
That's right.
Oh, I suppose heads were turning as this Bond villain or this Batman villain walked down the red carpet. But if you don't know who the actor or actress is, what's the point, really?
I feel like this is a desperate cry for attention. I think it's all this is. It's when celebrity name alone doesn't draw people to the red carpet. So it's how do we hype this up a little bit? But,
well, I mean, without this story, zero people will be talking about the Cannes Film Festival. So
it's true. That's true. I mean, very true. Very true.
It's a feather in the cap for that.
So have we shot this bird? Is this
Yeah. Okay. I think this one let's stuff this one. Yep.
Okay. So moving to our next article here. This one comes to us from Sky News. Yeah. I hate to bring my nerd out, but I watch a lot of YouTube chess, so I know who Magnus is. Chess Grandmaster playing match against 140,000 people reveals expected result. So the first thing that came to mind is like, what kind of a size auditorium do they have 140,000 chessboards set up? But no, he's only playing one match. It's him versus 140,000 other people deciding what the next move is. And they had 24 hours between each move for the timer clock. So you make a move and you come back like 23 hours later, potentially, to see what move your opponent's going to make. So before they even started the match of him versus 140,000 other chess players deciding on moves, he figured that it would come to a stalemate and a draw. That was the guess.
So Eric,
hold on. So you have 140,000 individuals worldwide who are voting on what move is going to be made. There's 24 hours between each move against the Grandmaster. Are they trying to get the Guinness World Record for the biggest waste of time?
Exactly. That's exactly what this is.
Eric, does this stunt make Magnus the Bonnie Blue of chess?
I mean, he's definitely not going to be sore walking away from this, but
Craig,
he might end up in the hospital.
Craig, does this make Magnus the Lily Phillips of chess?
I would say yes, for sure. But I don't think they thought this one out fully before they did this one, because like you said, you make a move and then you just go on about the rest of your day. And you come back. Like, are they even trying to speed up the game? Are they even trying to do you check every hour? What kind of interval do you bother having to look at this?
I mean, this guy is a Grandmaster, so he's basically wasting seconds or minutes, probably, does his move and goes about his business. You have 140,000 hardcore people who are probably wasting their life arguing on the internet back and forth what the next move's going to be.
Eric, who wins in a match? Grandmaster Magnus or Grandmaster Flash?
If you have a name like Magnus and you lose, you should lose that name.
I think Magnus would be winning to a point, until which point he would hear "Don't push me because I'm close to the edge," and then.
Eric, let's workshop this a little bit here. Could you do this against 140,000 people, voting on the next move if it were checkers?
I hate checkers.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
What do you guys got against checkers? It's the poor man's chess. It's the working man's chess. What
Exactly.
You guys are snobs.
It's not as fun. It's not as fun as having different unique pieces that do different things.
I mean, at least it's not backgammon.
Yeah. Yes.
Good point. Or crib hitch or something like that. Yeah, I was hoping that it was. I was hoping he was at a terminal, and he would make a move, and it would go to the next game. I was hoping it was like that. I didn't know it was this democracy thing.
But oh, there we go. There's always fresh drinkage. Yeah, there you go. Yes. I was gonna say with this though, like I've watched a bit of Magnus's games in the past. He's one of those people who was at a tournament and he wanted to have a bathroom break, so he just pushed a game to a draw so he could just sum it up, take off on the table. So no surprise, draw. You know, that's the prediction.
Very good, very good. Well, I think we're checkmate on this particular topic. Should we get into the next one?
Yeah. So for our third and final topic for this evening, this one comes from UPI. 3,076 Smurfs came together to break the world record in France. So originally in Germany held the record with 2,000. We talked about this last time with the card game and the 50,000 card dominoes. So there was 2,762 Smurfs in attendance the last time these people broke this record, but they now managed to find 3,076 people in France to dress up as Smurfs. And now,
so which one is Smurfette?
That's a lot of Smurf. 3,000. I don't know if that record has been broken yet in the adult porn industry. 3,000. Is that a low number?
So you're saying these French people are the Bonnie Blue of Smurf Guinness. So I did the math here, and I realized if Germany annexes France, they would have 5,838 Smurfs.
Yes.
I mean, God bless them for somebody bringing dignity to Disney adults.
Always fresh.
True.
Oh, yeah. You know, what's the deal with these Smurf things? I mean, there's like one chick.
What's the deal with any of them? How do you wake up one day and say, "Yeah, I'm going to spend all day painting my skin blue," and go stand around with a bunch of other frogs?
Sweaty blue people. Yeah.
Yeah, and the hat. What's up with the hat? Is it like a clan thing or what? What's the deal?
I always found Smurfs to be a little odd, a little strange.
Well, they're magical, so I guess it doesn't have to make sense.
I think Pixel's got a unique name for this event. Let's see what they call it. One Night in Smurf.
He's going with the blue jokes. Yep.
I mean, Smurfs did one thing and one thing right is they gave us children a word we could swear with.
That's right. Absolutely. Oh, well, Eric, did you have a favorite Smurf? Who's your Smurf avatar mascot? Which one was your favorite?
Oh, probably Handy Smurf. Brainy Smurf always deserved to have his glasses broken, his face pawned. If you know the history of Smurfette, Gargamel made her.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember that.
So, she's not even real. Well, that means the rest of them are gay.
This is all true.
Oh.
These are serious questions I put deep thought into as a child too. I remember watching these episodes, trying to figure out the meaning of life from them, as if there was some higher meaning behind the Smurfs.
What were the snorks? Were those like orange?
They were underwater Smurfs, and they had built-in snorkels on their head.
Yeah.
And I think the French tried this once with the snorks thing, but they all drowned.
Well, yeah. I think we'll keep an eye on this story and see if anyone can beat this.
Who's going to be the new record holder?
Yeah. All right. We got here. It's Courtney Fellowship of Oddball says, I once found myself in a Porsche convertible in Vegas with Bridget the Midget and some dude from the Blue Man Group. Those were the days. That's right.
No,
we always forget about the Blue Man Group.
How is the Blue Man Group not performing at this?
Yeah, what's the deal?
Was he in his Blue Man Group regalia?
Yeah.
Painted blue.
And was it just for like the chest up?
Where does Smurflings come from? Smurflings, yes. Speaking of Smurflings, there are some Smurflings in our outro.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good.
Sounds Smurfy.
All right.
Yeah.
So, guys, the Care Bears, were the Care Bears just like Smurfs with superpowers? I mean, it's basically the same thing, right?
Kind of. I guess it was like someone probably took the Smurfs and made the Care Bears, but they each had unique abilities and powers, right? So
I think Smurfs, you're doing meth to come up with this, and Care Bears, you have to be on LSD.
there we go.
You guys.
Here we go. Philbo. I agree with Philbo. Philbo's totally not the same thing. They're not the same at all, Jason. We're doing our best. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, well, we will keep an eye on this story as it develops. See if anybody breaks that 3,000. Anybody gets to 3077 Smurfs in one place at one time. I do want to mention though that back when I was younger, Guinness Book of World Records, it was like there was a level of achievement in there, right? I mean, like the guy had like the long fingernails or like the beard made of bees, things that took effort or put them at risk. This whole getting a bunch of people to dress the same and show up at the same spot, that's like every heavy metal concert. They do that. You know what I mean? It's like we've got a dress code. We need several thousand people to show up at the same time. That's like gym class, right? I mean,
the bonus is if you don't show up dressed as everyone else, there's a t-shirt you can buy for $50 to $100.
Dude, the next time they do one of these Smurf things, you and I will go cosplay as Star Trek guys who beamed down.
You're going to be the red shirt, though, but yes.
Yeah, I'll be the red shirt. Okay, all right. Eric, thank you for being here. Let's Craig is going to queue up do you have the trailer?
Yep.
Okay. Craig's going to queue up the trailer. Let's take a look at the trailer. We'll talk about the book.
So what's interesting about this is, and Pixel's in the audience, by the way, I think Pixel tweaked this trailer. You've seen this obviously you've probably seen this new trailer a few times, but Pixel's excited for it. It's a whole new trailer for this new Kickstarter campaign. So here it is. We got 61 watching in the crowd. Here is the trailer. Link to the campaign, by the way, is pinned to the top of the chat.
Yes. Stop. Hold on. We got to check out where we're at here right now.
Yes.
We're at 72 backers. So I'm going to benchmark that. I'm going to benchmark 72 backers.
It was 69 last I checked.
Okay, we'll do 69. Was that early? Was that when right before the show started?
It was earlier today.
Okay, well we're gonna claim that we're starting at 69 then.
You
benchmark because people probably saw you're going to be on our show and backed. So we're going to take credit for that if you don't mind. Yeah, you get the money. You get the money, Eric, but we're going to take credit for that. Okay.
Okay, so here we are. Like you said, 69. But I had 72 there. So for 63 that are watching, here is the new trailer for the Kickstarter campaign for AR-13L.
Let's go, Stabby. Pain's coming for every poor, unfortunate soul in our way.
I love it. This project's so much damn fun.
It's very cool.
So, Eric, if memory serves, you and some others were seeing all the people upset about the Little Mermaid movie from Disney, and you said we're gonna do our version. Is that how this project got started?
it's wrong to say the word we because this is really driven by Pixel Trader.
Okay.
You see, he has for a man over 40, he has the largest collection of Ariel Little Mermaid memorabilia. When the Abomination of Desolation came out on film, he's like, I got to make a shit post about this because, they're ruining my jam. So he did some sort of AI thing, and gosh, that thing took off like fire. Pretty soon, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, mermaids, machine guns, I want to draw this. So I roll up in his DMs and say, dude, I'm drawing this book for you. And then Piper rolls up not long after that. She's already got the story figured out. So just the sheer gumption of the universe made this book happen. It's just, it all coalesced. We start spitballing back and forth what the story is going to be. We end up leaving a whole bunch on the cutting room floor, laughing our asses off just with all the puns, with things that we could do with the story. Because we went back to the original Hans Christian Andersen for this, and it's just been fun at every step of the way for the most part. Kind of sucked that we had to get a new colorist, but Big Boy Robo, he more than filled the position. He has elevated it. And I actually sent you some extra pages in Twitter that we had shared with a couple other YouTube appearances. So you want to bring those up, you can. But yeah, so I mean, and Pixel has been a great front man for this. He has built the campaigns, both Fun My Comic and this one. He's the editor-in-chief. He's the letterer. And just he's managed it so well. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah. So there are just a few comments I want to jump into, Jason. So Philbo said that song that Pixel has perfect for the trailer. It is pretty cool. Courtney weighed in on the trailer too. Said the trailer is dope. Always fresh. Jumped in. Cover E for this book looking like G.I. Joe is very cool.
Yeah.
Checking out the campaign. And then look who jumped into our chat here. Look at this guy here. Hail fellas. Ojo's here. Thank you for joining us, Ojo.
Yeah, we got another backer. We're at 73.
Nice. So, what was I going to say? I was just crowdfunding Soltac for the very first time on Indiegogo, going through all those. Oh my goodness, I'm going to crowdfund. What's this going to happen? And I watched AR-13 come along like a steamroller, and I was just like, I'm in danger. And like Eric said, it just took off like a rocket ship. But kudos to Pixel. I love watching the magic happen when a campaign really fires off. So even though this is the Kickstarter campaign, I think the Fund My Comic campaign broke 11 or 12 grand. Is that? Do you know what the total?
We ended up with 20 grand on that.
Okay, there.
So it did smashingly well.
Yeah,
we were neck and neck with one other book for being the highest campaign at the time. I think until Mike Barron showed up.
Right.
But it was great to really break in the platform. We wanted to be there, and all of our Fund My Comic backers, they got the book made. The only reason we're on Kickstarter is we were given a bulk amount of extra time because we had to switch up colorists, and I needed to pay some bills, so I fell behind a little bit on my art duties. All my pages are drawn. There's a handful of pages that Robo still has left to color. So as soon as this Kickstarter wraps up, we're going to print and you're going to start fulfillment after that. So you've got this extra time. It's like, what do we do? Let's do a second chance campaign just to give everybody a good shot. And having the art finished, it's great to be able to remix the trailer. And we have our risque cover for Kickstarter, which is really, really fun. And then, of course, the G.I. Joe one just blows me away. That's
great.
Billy Basco painting over Matt Barr. The 3D model is actually real that's on there. If we had the money, we could make an actual articulated action figure with the 3D model. We even did a plushie prototype. So hopefully we'll tell Sebastian's story and be able to make a whole bunch of little Sebastians because people love this guy.
So Jason, remember I was telling you Pixel Trader is one of those few people that does magic with QR codes? And, and we had that discussion. If you look at that fifth cover there, speaking of magic with QR codes.
I is drawn right to that QR code.
Nice placement, yes. So is there anything more you'd like to talk about with regards to this campaign, Eric?
I mean, well, the one thing that I want to make sure clear is that we're going to make sure that we take care of all of our Fund My Comic backers. So any of this new stuff that gets unlocked for the Kickstarter is going to filter down to them as well. And if there's any, like, you know, I think Pixel's sending out a code on the email so that anybody wants to pick up any of the new covers and stuff like that. So we're very grateful for Fund My Comic. And like I said, the Kickstarter here is just a wonderful way to find a new audience for it and make sure everybody who wants this book gets it before we go to fulfillment.
So here's the Jose Garcia wraparound covers. You know, Jose Garcia also draws Aaron C's book, Immortal Rising. He's also the principal artist on that as well.
Jose's all over the place.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful guy.
And this is also an Arrow Comics product. I'll throw that in there because Arrow Comics, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best comic producing companies. It's a shame you don't see more Arrow Comics books out there, because really Arrow Comics brings the best comics.
Yeah, and this is the titular launch for their more adult graphic novel line. Mm-hmm. I'm probably gonna screw it up, but it's like Girls, Guns, and Gore.
Right.
3G. Yeah, Arrow Comics 3G or something.
Nice.
Adult themed. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's no, you know, it's not, this isn't a porn book or any crap like that, but it is definitely for the older, you know, 12 years old and up are going to appreciate it. Boys.
Okay, so here's your cover. Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're making me decide which cover do I want. Oh, boy, it's tough decisions ahead of me. I can just get multiple covers as well, maybe.
Thank you, Vulcan.
So here's Pixel's artwork. This was Pixel's reversible cover. And then here's the one that's already getting.
Oh, even the back's got the G.I. Joe stuff. Cool.
Yeah, no, Pixel Trader put all of that together. It's just gorgeous.
The problem with this,
did you have
Larry Hama write the copy?
That would have been really cool, but no.
Yeah. This stuff's so cool. I don't know which one to get. I'm
really happy he's lettering this book, and he's going to be lettering Daughter's Revenge as well. His graphic design skills are amazing. He's done sketch cards for people designs, trading card design layouts. Mm-hmm. He's got a really good eye for graphics and stuff.
Yeah. Pixel knows advertising, and he's a genius with computers and marketing. I would hire him just to market a campaign if he outsourced that, but I think he's too busy for it. Josh.
There's the Napoleon boner thwart cover.
There you go. Some of the interiors. Piper, I'll give a shout out. Piper, the writer. Piper was mentioning in Twitter. Piper wrote the story.
Yeah, she did a really good job with it, and I just hope I did justice. You know, writers can be fickle. I'm sure you're aware, being a writer yourself. But you know, there's a good back and forth. I really tried to come at the book cinematic quality, and because we were kind of imagining this like an '80s action flick anyway.
Right.
So yeah, and the visuals are looking great. Like I said, the colors really make me look competent as an interior artist.
So Eric, now that's a splash page. Just no, it's a great page, but it's a great splash page.
Yeah, very cool. Here goes some more sequential.
So
interiors.
what's the lore of this world? What's the backstory here?
So without giving away too much, essentially there's the Mermaid Kingdom. Okay. And our lead character, Coral, is one of many daughters of the king. And then you've got these bad dudes who are smuggling guns and drugs and guns from Germany to Argentina, all throughout the post-World War II era.
Ah, okay.
So we're in we're kind of in the tail end of the 1950s. They've been doing this for quite a while. And the nefarious the big bad in the character wants to use the humans to basically go to war with the Mermaid Kingdom, and hijinks ensue. People get killed, merchandise gets sunk,
a flipper gets beaten.
Yeah, as I was telling people at the last show I was at, she's not looking for a prince. She's looking for revenge. One of the 2-page spreads in there. I did like 3 or 4 of them in this book, and it's just a montage of her training with weapons.
Cool.
Because that's what you do in an 80s flick. You put on some awesome music, and you just show a montage of the good guys getting ready. And
we're going to war. Yes, that's when we've reached our ultimate form. That's when you get the montage.
And I got to play with one of my favorite gimmicks, which is showing the water line, the above and below, like I did on the cover. So for every panel, I was like, we're at sea. There's stuff going on. Where can I put the water line?
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah, because your perspectives are all over the place. You're above, below. Yeah. Wild.
Very cool.
Here's some add-ons.
Yeah, we got some really sweet Keshi figures there. I don't remember who's exactly doing those, but they look brilliant. Might be Arik, I think. I think he does that.
Yeah, Erik right there. Erik Hodson. Yeah.
And then we brought back the skateboard decks. Those are legit. Those are nice.
Nice.
They were very popular for the Fund My Comic campaign.
I wouldn't even want to wreck that. Like that would go on the wall. Like it's too cool. And then here's your creative team. Big Boy Robo. There you go. So there's your campaign. Now I gotta decide which cover I want to grab, Jason.
Oh, 74 backers. Thank you very much.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna pull that down for a minute.
All right. So SF Gaming says the ash can looks excellent. We agree. I gotta say, I think that you mentioned he has switch colorists, but I think it's to your advantage because the coloring looks fantastic on this sample.
Yeah, no, Robo is very multi-talented. If you're not following him on Twitter, definitely follow him. Don't offer him any work because I've got him locked up for a while. He's going to be coloring Daughter's Revenge as well. But he's really great at that. He's a great illustrator in his own right. And I love working with him in Pixel. This is a team that I want to make many books with.
Nice. Do you intend to do another story in this universe, or do you have another character lined up for your next project? What should people expect?
Well, as far as Merkmaid goes, I think the next thing that we might try to do is the Sebastian origin story, because there's the reason why he has this claw is because he escaped a sushi restaurant. Okay, he's the grizzled war veteran of the story. He's seen some shit, and we want to tell that story, kind of like a little Golden Book adventure, and then have it come with a little plushie. So
nice.
That would be next in the Merkmaid thing. Like I said, right now I'm drawing Daughter's Revenge for Drunk 3PO. It is a mad pirate adventure.
Cool.
Kind of like Indiana Jones meets Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Between this and Merkmaid, it's some of the best work I've ever drawn.
Nice.
And I'm doing I went back and I'm trying to do like a really old brush ink style with some grit to it. And then Robo's going to come in with some watercolor. So we're really trying to make this look like a modern take on a Golden Age book.
Cool.
That's kind of the thinking. One thing that doesn't get mentioned too much on the campaign there is you do get the Cocaine Shark supplemental comic book, which is already finished and done. We have a new story being added at the last minute for backers, which is hilarious. It's basically Merkmaid 2099 or something. It's like post-apocalyptic illness being done. So there's a short being added to that. And I've already got Cocaine Shark 2, the book, in the pre-planning stages, Miami Booger Sugar. So yeah, there's a lot in this universe. Plus I've got Dinosaur Man. I want to do, I haven't touched my IP in a while, but I got big plans for the dreaded Dinosaur Man. Focus, damn you.
Yeah, I gotta get those links out. So, okay, so I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, Jason. I'm juggling. I've got that picture, Erik. You sent me pictures on Twitter, and then there's links to post. So, you want me to jump to those pictures on Twitter, and then we can have a look at that?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. Right, here we go. Okay, so look at that. It's got all my DMs there, so hopefully I'm not into cursing anyone out in those ones here.
Bonnie Blue.
So was this the one page you wanted to share, Eric?
I put 3 or 4 in there, I thought.
Okay. Okay, so I'll close this one out. This is the first time I've shared a Twitter, so there we go. Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, so this is a cool scene where they're talking about where they find a map on the bad guy's desk showing that, oh hey, he knows where the Mermaid Kingdom is. Oh crap, we better go save our friends. Just above that is the that's kind of, they're not in sequential order, but this you saw a little bit in the trailer where they're leaving a trail of bodies and gasoline, and Sebastian has an affinity for cigars, as you can see from the plushie, and finishes his last puff. You gotta, in an 80s action movie thing, you gotta walk away from an explosion.
That's right.
So they're just diving in the water from an explosion.
Looks great.
And then above that is the montage. That's the there you go. So that's a 2-page spread starting from early morning all the way to the evening with her learning how to use the guns.
Oh, that's awesome. How long did it take you to draw that one?
That was a good 3 or 4 days. And I remember setting it aside because I was getting frustrated going from, because Piper did a really good job in the script, but visually it's like, okay, how do I make this work? And this is one of the reasons why the book got from 60 pages to 62, because I couldn't do this without expanding upon this. So that's why it ended up being a 2-page spread.
Nice. This was your insistence, was that this had to happen.
Yeah, pretty much. There was another scene involving the ship that I'm like, I can't do this in a small panel. This is going to be big. So yeah, we went from 60 pages to 62.
So that alone, Jason, the big splash that you complimented, and then this montage, that's Eric's contribution to the page count.
Very good.
Outstanding. So here's the page I brought up the first time. I don't know if you want to talk to this one at all.
Vulcan speaks for all of us when he says, "Love that crab."
Yeah,
love that crab.
Yeah, so this is kind of towards the end of the book. Pixel did a great job of covering up the big bad. We don't want to spoil it for our readers, but yeah, there's 3 different fight scenes on ships, I think, which is a lot of fun. You know, I kind of like doing the water and sea life and whatnot. I'm a big shark nut in my own right. So when Cocaine Bear came out, I came up with a cocaine shark, and I did my own ship post of my own drawing. I didn't use AI; I just drew cocaine shark, just trying to get some clicks and views. And Piper on her own thought it'd be cool to have a cocaine shark in the story. So that was another example of how this all needed to happen.
When the cocaine bear stuff was one of those cocaine bear memes were going out, my favorite was the Hunter Biden cocaine son. That was the best.
And it's great because not too long after all that, there was a newspaper article where they were finding sharks Washington on scene that had cocaine in their system because they're eating the bales.
Yep.
That smugglers drop in the ocean. It's like, this couldn't be more perfect.
So I just shared the link for Daughter's Revenge. Do you want me to, is that worth visiting? Do you want me to check out that?
Yeah,
it's a sign-up sheet. You get to see the logo and put your name in an email. It's really so that we can capture as many email signatures so that once the artwork, I'm about 30 pages into the drawing. It's a 120-page graphic novel, so I got a little ways to go. But once we start soliciting, we want to be ready and roaring to go.
We got time. Bring it up.
So here we go. So is this just your solo project, or do you have a team working on this?
This is the story is by Jay, Drunk 3PO, and X-Wing Russ, and they're huge pirates guys. They run another channel called History of Pirates, and this is something that this is their passion project basically. and it's written as a 5-volume set. So I got a lot of work cut out for me because each one's going to be around 100, 120 pages. It's a pretty epic storyline. It's beautiful. It's basically about a lieutenant in the British Navy. His name is Jonathan Reed. And without getting too spoilery, he's a devout man, and because of being double-crossed and harm coming to his family, he makes this really tough decision to become a pirate so that he can get revenge on the people that hurt his family. And it ends up with a lot of seeking after relics and things of that nature. That's kind of where the Indiana Jones aspect comes into it, and a lot of high adventure. So it'll be a great read. It's definitely not for the kids like Achromatic Chronicles was. That's definitely for the youngins. This is more for the adults, and I'm excited. It's great when you're a hired gun and you really just love the project that you're working on. Like with Merkmaid, it was never a chore to draw this because I love those characters. It's the same with Daughter's Revenge. Yeah. I love the characters. I love the story, and when you're trying to do this for an actual living, you really, really need that, because the hard times is when you have to push through and you don't feel good. And if you don't like the story, I can't see why you'd take the project on anyway.
Right. Right. Shout out to Tom Tuttle. Tom, hit up Mad Ruth. You got to come back on soon. We need a dose of your laughs. So come back on soon.
So like I said, so the link, I dropped the link. Sign up for this. Sign-ups are free. It doesn't mean you're committing anything to buy, but sign-ups are a big part of pushing campaigns. So even just the act of doing that, it's like it allows the artist to say, hey, look, I've got 100 signups. I got 200 signups. I got this. This is the enthusiasm for the book, and that's what helps the
and the enthusiasm is part of the reason why it really means a lot to me, because we've got over 1,000 people already.
Nice.
And
wow.
There's a whole group of people on Twitter and in what's that app that I hate? Discord.
Blue Sky?
No, Discord. I can't stand Discord. But there's a whole large group of people who have already got this tattooed on their body. So
weird. I
no
mean,
pressure.
that's cool. What do I know?
I've been saying that if this book does 500,000, I'll get it tattooed on my body, and we'll do it on camera.
So here I've got the messbucket.com. I'm not sure. I'm going to follow this link myself right now. So what is?
Yeah, the Mess Bucket link, that's his Instagram. That's where he's most visible. The Mess Bucket publisher is responsible for the Roddy Piper comic book that I drew basically over COVID, and then we put it out right after COVID.
Oh, let me give you a full screen. Hold on a sec. Sorry, there. I'm all over the place. There we go. Look at that thing. Oh, wow.
Nice.
So cool.
This is officially licensed. The officially licensed book with the Piper estate. And at Mess Bucket, we're doing a thing where it's basically wrestlers as superheroes. So Roddy Piper is basically the Kilted Avenger. He's a vigilante superhero. And he goes against the evil stable villains. And there's a big bad, of course.
So Eric, is that book a prequel to They Live or Hell Comes to Frogtown?
So there are references to both of those movies in this book all over the place. He uses the glasses. He's got the codpiece on. If you're a Piper fan, this is a must-have.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, yeah. No, I think he only had those 2 movies. Am I right or wrong? He just did those 2
No,
movies.
there was also the Chair, which is an adaptation of a story by
not
Peter Simini.
Yeah.
Peter Simini wrote the Chair as a graphic novel. There's an adaptation of that. There's a couple of there's one where he fights Bigfoot, I think, or something like that too. There's a comic book floating around there.
My God.
So he's had his time in media. The back of the book, we've got a theme going with Mark Polton drawing caricatures. So the whole reason Mark Polton got to put Roddy Piper in his U.S. Assassin is because of the Roddy Piper book.
Nice.
That doesn't get mentioned enough in our circles.
Nice.
But anyway, so next month, as long as the people do their job, the UK Defender, the British Bulldog, which is book 2 in the series, So we have Davey Boy Smith as a British superhero, also an MI6 agent. And it continues the story. Piper makes an appearance. Guest stars out the wazoo, including Mick Foley, the big bad in the book as well. So I won't name names because it's a surprise. But yeah, so that's the second book in the series. And the third book is being written now, and it's going to be starring Kurt Angle. So it's a really cool thing if you're a wrestling fan and a comic book fan.
You know, it's a good one. You don't actually have to put too much work into the John Cena book because people can't see it.
Cena makes an appearance, but you don't see him.
Well, that could be full screen.
Guys, John's long box caught me while Eric was shilling his books. I was reading Heroic Tales. Go back, Heroic Tales 1 and 2. Go check it out.
Getting some
Heroic Tales is great. I love John's enthusiasm for comics. It's great.
And it's beautiful Renzo Rodriguez artwork. Like you can't.
Yep.
Good stuff.
There's just so much good stuff in the indie space. It's like,
yeah, definitely.
Everybody's eating good. So
exciting. And the other thing I can mention is, the one of the first people that I started hanging out with was obviously Craig here, and then Jesse, the Common Nerd. Yeah. It isn't what has been great about the last year and a half has not just been the projects, but the other creators. And John's Long Box is obviously in the chat too, and Hojo, despite his poor take on chips, it's wonderful. It's all these great people you get to hang out with, we get to laugh it up with, and meet, and then the projects. It's just great. It's a great time.
I don't know what it's like for you writers, but artists are pretty isolationist. So when we get a chance to actually hang out with our own kind, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Well, the writers are supposed to be doing the promoting and the pushing on the social media. It's usually the writers are the ones squawking on the social media. You see a lot of that.
Right.
People pumping, banging their own chests and talking about how great they are. It's the writers doing that, not the artists. Artists are too busy working, right? The artists are too busy doing the heavy lifting.
Stars Revenge is written by two YouTubers with really great, they're on Geeks and Gamers and whatnot. They've got pretty big presences. I can't touch that level of advertising.
Yeah.
I've got like tens of subscribers and no time to drop any YouTube content. So,
but J3PO just seems like just a nice guy, a fun guy to hang out with. Period. So
we've become best friends, and that's another great thing. Like when he brought me on for Achromatic Chronicles, and we started to kind of feel each other out, we found out pretty early on that we have a really good sentiment, the same sentiment.
Good.
That book was all about giving something to children. And he was a teacher for a while. He did some
he went overseas and helped
he was in Haiti for mission work for a number of years, I think 5. And you see the real way the world is. I was in the Ivory Coast for the same reasons, just for a short time. You see the true poverty. You see how they're treating kids here in the States. It's like, the whole debate that we had on Monday Hangover about Optimus Prime getting killed off in Transformers 86. Mm-hmm. For my generation, these heroes like Prime and Lion-O and He-Man, Paragons of Virtue, those were kind of our substitute fathers in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good dad, but he was not there much of the time.
Sure.
So it's like you glom onto these characters, and kids nowadays really don't have that. Yeah. So with Achromatic Chronicles, we were trying to. That's a story.
The
kids, children that you don't have to be perfect to have a purpose.
Time out. The kids have Andrew Tate to look up to. Come on. No, you're on a roll. You're doing great work, and you're lucky because you're hanging out with J3PO, you're hanging out with Pixel Trader, so you've got different people to bounce ideas off with and collaborate with. So you're in a good spot, sir.
I'm definitely blessed to have these people in my life, and I don't take that for granted.
Is there any future collaborations between you and J3PO, like for the book series going forward?
Well, we got a lot of things cooking in the works. Like he's a big fan of Dinosaur Man, so he really wants to make sure that I get a print book done with that. And I've got some couple of passion projects where I'm going back to the golden age of comics, which as you can see, I love golden age comics, and I'm going to rescue a couple of heroines from that era that nobody talks about and bring one of them into the Dinosaur Man universe, and the other one I'm thinking about doing as a pitch for heavy metal, actually.
Nice.
Judy of the Jungle for heavy metal, and then Tara the Space Pirate's going to be a character in the Dinosaur Man universe. So I'm looking at artists right now, because it's like you come to a point when you're creating IP, I can't draw everything that I have in my head, so I got to find people I can trust that I gel with and make more books than I could humanly do by myself. So that's the plan.
I was gonna say, is Dinosaur Man, like, is it online and it's available? Anyone can.
Yes, you can read the webtoon. It's on Global Comics, Webtoon, and Tapas. I haven't updated it in a while, so the story ends on a cliffhanger. I have an ending for it. Just got to sit down and do it. And when you're 45, your parents are ailing, and you got to bring in money. Mm-hmm. And my daughter made me a grandfather, which I love.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of things pulling me away from the drawing studio. Yeah. So, the thing not making money gets put on the back burner, unfortunately.
I know what you mean. Let's see here.
Yeah. Oh. Hold on. I got to make. Hold on. Did I make them a wrench yet? Let's see if I can figure this out while we're. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will. As soon as I figure out how to give you a wrench.
Let's see here.
Good to see you, Nargle.
So yeah, is he on the Twitter? Because I don't have him in my.
He's on the Twitters. Yes.
I don't know how to give him a wrench on Twitter, but if he were to jump on my YouTube, I could do it. So. But yeah, I would love to get the link for your dreaded dinosaur if that's possible. Also, if you could possibly DM that to me, I don't want to mispronounce his name. If you DM me that link, I'll also send it, and I would appreciate that for sure. So what do you say we do next here? We've got about 15 minutes left. Want to bring back the campaign? Or?
Yeah, let's watch the trailer again.
Okay.
Then bring up the campaign and see how many backers we got plus, since 69.
Okay.
And then we'll shout out to Chris Faction, and then we'll check out your crazy outro.
Okay, so again, 86 watching our crazy Friday night antics. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and this show insane, and I appreciate everyone for being here. Here's the trailer once again for AR-13L.
Let's go, Stabby. Pain's coming for every poor, unfortunate soul in our way. So a couple more comments I saw pop up there. SF Gaming showed us thanks. I can't wait to have Mermaid. Yeah, likewise. I know it's been a long time coming. SF Gaming said, thank you guys for the show. Thank you, SF Gaming, for joining us. Thank you for reaching out to me, becoming part of this community. Really appreciate it. I'm not sure. Maybe Riskit for Biscuit. I'm not sure what those are, but
I did drop the link for the webtoon in the Twitter DM with you.
Okay, perfect. Fibbo started a mosh pit in his living room. Everyone loves that song. Here's Pixel. Yeah, sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was I think Pixel paid somebody actually to sing that differently, but the original was him in his closet doing the cover.
I would have loved
that's where he keeps all of his little mermaid merch too, is in the closet.
He's in there growling. Here's Pixel. The art of it.
Arthur Strip was unlocked. An update. There's an Akira
sweet.
cover homage. Oh, of course.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to see what that looks like now. I'm a huge Akira fan. I saw that in
It's
theaters.
her walking towards a cocaine shark, mechanized cocaine shark.
Like the stadium scene, right?
Yeah.
Canada. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna reach out for those links, Jason. If
Okay, we'll vamp. So Chris Faction has a very poignant statement. He'd make a great stabby patty. Very good. And they can copy and paste. LOL. Shout out about Cocaine Shark.
Yeah, I did a preview printing of that before we added the new story.
Mm-hmm.
Took it down to Orlando and sold a few of them.
Nice.
You know, I wanted to see how it was going to print. It's actually in golden age sizing too, so like the 7x2 thing. And yeah, no, it's a shark murdering drug dealers. What can't you love about that?
Did you pick up any of those next issue projects that Erik Larson was doing? Did you get any of those at all?
No, I haven't looked at an Erik Larson book in a long time because he just went batshit crazy.
He did. He severely went batshit crazy. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so what was he? What was it? Oh, that Little Mermaid's got it. All right.
There's that link. No, hold on, I'm gonna bring it up.
And then we got. Here we go.
There's my guy.
Yeah, here we go. So this is what we were talking about, the free webtoon. Anyone watching, you can click that. You can watch and you can read. Is there something more you want to talk about with regards to this, Erik? Chance?
Yeah, no, the webtoon format is great for storytelling. You scroll vertically for anybody who's not familiar with it, and this is where the kids are at. Like, you know, us 40 and 50-year-olds, we love doing stuff for ourselves, but you know, you got to grow the audience, and that's where you start growing your audience is on platforms like this, where there was just a Forbes podcast where they had the CEO of Webtoon on there, and the company's basically become an IP farm for Hollywood to option for movies and merchandise and animation. So there's a lot of webtoons that have been done that have ended up being a series on Crunchyroll, or you know they're going out to Netflix and whatnot. So I mean, this is where the eyeballs are going for the serious stuff.
Question for you: when you put your work on there, do you have to format it as like a really big like vertical like TIFF or like JPEG?
Yeah, what I do when I'm drawing in Clip Studios, I have one long document, but the sections are all 800 pixels by 1200. So as I'm drawing it, I keep that in mind where I'm going to be doing the cuts. And so there's like a couple of scenes where you scroll for a long time, and you actually get a sense of the time passing, which I love as a story element.
Yeah, Scott McCloud did a Zot digital story with that principle where you know, just the infinite canvas.
Scroll,
yeah, and I think Zot's like falling or something like that. But when you set up an account and you upload, what kind of file do you upload, and do they tell you like what do you actually upload? Can you upload multiple pages and they sequence it as a strip, or do you have to create an image file that's a long strip? How does that work?
It's a sequence of 800 by 1200 pixel images. 800
by 1200.
So a typical one for Dinosaur Man is usually about 25 JPEGs.
Okay.
And they all make that one long strip.
All right. Yeah. My plan is after I get Jupiter 2 printed, I'm going to start kind of getting it in other places. So that's good to know. I will check this out.
Comixology and webtoons. Yeah. Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
So yeah, 90.
So let's go back to the campaign and see where we ended up in terms of backers.
Yeah, so we got 93 watching right now.
Ooh. Crack that 100 before we leave.
Yeah, it usually happens right before we drop the outro.
During the outro, we usually get like 105 people watching. They tune in for Craig's outro videos. They don't care about us yapping.
All right, so here's the campaign back up again, and it's now at 76 backers.
All right, guys.
From
We're
69.
going to claim 7 backers tonight. 7 backers. Thank you to the Friday Nights audience. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 80 after we get done here, because a lot of people like to wait until they're done watching before they go back a campaign. So thank you to anybody else watching right now who decides to back from the bottom of my heart.
All right. So everybody who's joined us tonight, thank you for kicking off your Memorial Day weekend with our Friday nights. We always appreciate when you hang out with us. And even when you catch the replay, Craig usually has 100 some people watch the replay. We appreciate you coming here to laugh it up, meet great creators like Erik here, and then just kick off your weekend in style. Thank you for spending time with us.
Is there any last closing links or anything upcoming that you'd like to share with the audience here?
Mainly just follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm the most active. Again, all of my follows are at Dreaded Dinosaur.
Okay. Can say nothing. Yeah. No, thanks again, Erik. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I finally got you on the show. 95 episodes in, we finally got you on. Thank you so much for joining us for the Friday nights. Thank you to everyone who shows up every Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. As long as you keep showing up, and we'll keep promoting indie creators, making dreams possible every Friday night. And I think I've done enough talking for this Friday night. So with that being said, here comes my outro, and have a great weekend, everyone.
Là, c'est un condor, et c'est l'animal.
저 이거 무슨 막 행사인가 봐. 오, 깃발 올라온다, 멕시코. 아, 저게 촬영대인가 보다.
Isn't that gonna hit the bridge?
그러니까.
No, see? Did you see that? It's breaking down. Yeah.
Yeah, boss man, I can't come to work today, boss man. I'm in the hospital right now. They gotta run all kind of tests on me. I don't know what kind of test, but you know, they say they gotta do blood work, the glucose, and you gotta check for my sugar and all of that. So, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to come in to work. Just like I said, you know, it's gonna be a day-to-day thing, you know. So don't be looking for me today. And if the tests that they were running right now come back negative, then don't be looking for me tomorrow too. Matter of fact, I might just take out FMLA. I might just do that if, you know, everything don't come back looking, you know, too good. So, you know, you're gonna have to replace me today, you know. Hey, it is what it is. So, just, you know, I'll let you know something as soon as they let me know something, alright? Alright.
Punk by the locks, that's how I lost a rock. Kid Cudi car got blown in a parking spot. Think you bag of cash, not on my watch. 10 years from now, I'll be sitting in a box. Yo, but even then, I still won't stop. Yeah.
Smurf along with me.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Simple as can be.
Next time you're feeling blue, just let a smile begin. Happy things will come to you.
So Smurf yourself a grin. bunch of spikes on an M67 frag grenade.
Your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.